Hey, hi Heather. Hi Elaine. Hello. So we're gonna keep this time, until I start working again. So that Elaine can join us, and yeah. So although Simon from the Hermit's Cave is having his live at the same time, so thank you. Thank you. My friend Ellen gave it to me, and my hair is really messy, so works really well. But yeah, it's really. Oh, hold on one second, guys. Let's get this. I bet this is gonna be too many words. Let's see. Nope. Okay, so this is. I'm gonna put up the discussion question. If it'll let me. Let me do it. It won't let me do it. Whoops. My messy hair. My messy hair. Oh yeah, too many words. Oh, thank you. Hold on, I'll get it up. There you go. Thank you, Heather. So I have a choice. That's a discussion question for this week. We're still on Yarrow, but I think we're going to finish it and go into talking about apothecary. So, yeah. So just be thinking about that question. It is, what words would you use to describe what an apothecary is? What images, emotions does the word bring up? What does your dream apothecary look like, smell like, sound like, etc.? If you want one, if you're like, or like a place for that you keep all your herbal stuff. Currently, mine is a closet, and it's pretty full. And then I have like bookcases and bags full of jars everywhere. So it's pretty all over the place. All right, so we're going to continue with Yarrow. This is we're on part 8. Oh gosh, I hope so. Oh my gosh. Is it part 8? Okay. This is part 8 of our read through of a Weedwife's remedy. And we are currently on page 31, and we're talking about got some headphones. We're talking about Yarrow. So I hope everyone has had a good week and everything. I got a cold or something. I got some junk, and I was pretty worried about that, but I never had any fever or anything, just some body aches, a tiny bit of congestion. I felt kind of lousy. So, but yeah, I figured it was just like a lot of stress, and it's probably just some normal spring junk, and I don't, yeah. Oh no, scary time to get a cold. Yeah, I was like a little freaked out. I can tell. Yeah, so I postponed like my acupuncture appointment just in case, and of course I had my period on top of that, so that was fun. Yeah, just taking all my herbs and everything. So some junk in my junk. I do have actually some junk in my junk. But it wasn't that kind of junk. It was junk in my house. Oh man. All right, so I'm gonna jump in here so we can start talking about apothecary, and let's finish off Euro. So this little chapter is called Devil's Plaything, a urinary and kidney and urinary tract remedy. Devil's Plaything is another common name for Euro. So she says, taken as a cold tea, Euro is an effective and gentle diuretic. This is a common action in diaphoretic herbs and should be understood as an extension of its circulatory normalizing effect. So diaphoretic makes you sweat, I believe. Yes. So, and so I'm assuming that if you take it hot as a tea, it would make you sweat. If, and apparently you can make it cold and it makes you pee, which is a diuretic. Helps eliminate all fluids and stuff like that. It is helpful in many cases of heat and irritation of the kidneys and urinary tract, including incontinence and infection. It also improves tone and can help correct suppression of urine in some cases. So I'm assuming if it makes you pee, yeah. Okay. So now we're going to jump into Los Na Fala, protection and prediction. So this is talking about the magical properties of Euro. Lane, I'm so excited to learn this. A friend has UTIs quite often, so this could help. It should help her. Yeah, definitely with inflammation. Yeah, I would have her try it. See what she thinks. Probably like at the onset of a UTI. Yeah, cool. Along with like cranberry. I don't know if she does cranberry is good for all, cranberry and D-mannose, something called D-mannose, which is it's a sugar, but it's not a sugar that is like a sugar, like a sugar. But anyway, but definitely cranberry. I'm sure she's probably been doing the cranberry. That's something commonly known. But if she hasn't, she's try it, and you can get pills and stuff. Yeah, I think she might know about cranberry. Never heard of D-mannose. Yeah, let's see if I can look that one up real fast. So we got it on Canmax. D-mannose, yeah. It's yeah. It's a kind of sugar that is related to glucose, is used for preventing urinary tract infections and treating carbohydrate deficient glucoprotein syndrome. I don't know what that is, but this is sort of what the Google says. Oh. Yep. That's what the Google says on a quick search. And you can find it as a powder. Let's see. WebMD. Yeah, simple sugar. Oh, that's what WebMD says. Okay. It's made by Now. This is not, I think this is a capsule. but you can get it also as a powder. Oh, look, April 20th. So this is a link to Amazon, but I'm sure, I think I saw iHerb has it. Elaine, you might be able to get it on your Amazon, UK Amazon, and might be able to get it faster. It doesn't taste like anything. So, blood flower. Thank you, thank you so much for looking that up. I think that sounds very Spanish. Hence the butchering of all the stuff. And so yeah, that's another common name for yarrow. Nice. So we're going to jump into like sort of the lore and the magical aspects of yarrow. We were talking about the I Chang a couple days ago. It's Gaelic. Sweet. Even awesomer. Thank you. Irish. Yes. Nice. So not Spanish at all. That's why we look things up, guys. Yeah. All right. Or Gaelic. Okay. So this is still on page 31. Achillea has a long history. Scottish as well. It's one of my Scottish. Oh, it's in one of our Scottish herb books. Nice. Yeah. Long history of magic and lore, as it does in healing. I learned as a child to use this plant as a protective against the evil eye or fairy stroke from my great aunt, and then many years later read about it being used as such by Irish and Irish American fairy doctors. There we go. Indeed, in Irish law, oh my gosh, I'm not going to pronounce it again because I am definitely not. I wonder, so yarrow, or we'll call it blood flower, is well known as protective against witchcraft, fairies, ill luck, and all evil. Used alongside St. John's wort, it is also known to protect from any illness. And as we know, those two are really good to use. She doesn't talk about St. John's wort in this section, but I've learned from Susan Weed that St. John's wort can be used as an antiviral. So you can use those two together if you get sick. So that's cool. If anyone were to hold a bunch of yarrow flowers over the eyes, they would be given the ability to see into the land of Fae. Likewise, if you place yarrow under your pillow, you are likely to dream of your future, and if specific rites are performed, it is possible to dream of a future romantic partner. Yarrow is a plant of vision and prediction, and while it is both abundant and common in much of the northern hemisphere, it should never be taken lightly. Like so many, on an aside, since some of these plants are like blooming and coming up, I really wanted to bring in, like, just stuff that I gathered. So maybe next week I'll remember, because I think the yarrow will be blooming by then, and I can just sort of borrow a tiny bit from a neighbor. Like so many disdained weeds, it harbors both healing and magic, and the roots of our relationship with it go deep down into human prehistory. More than 3 decades since I first discovered yarrow, I'm still amazed by its power and beauty. This gentle plant is an easy one to learn from, providing us with lessons of both resourcefulness and enchantment, allowing us to open up our awareness and notice beauty and power of the little things we are often surrounded by but forget to notice. I feel like, and I highlighted that bit, but I feel like a lot of the herbs are sort of, have that lesson, especially in the time we live in. I think that in other times people just knew about them more, and it was just more common knowledge. So, instead of me just like, hey, all the chickweed you're mowing over, why are you doing that? But I feel like in this time, it could hold that lesson. Because a lot of the plants people just don't know about. They're overlooked, and and yet it is subtly and versatility make it an ally to grow with, providing us with new insights and understandings even after we've been working with the plant for many years. So these are the precautions. So, preparations. I prefer fresh yarrow preparation in almost every case when it comes to yarrow. I use fresh plant whenever it is available, even for infusions and teas, and certainly for tinctures and salves. If dry plant is used, care should be taken that it retains its characteristic scent and vibrant color. We won't tell your neighbor. Thank you. They live across the street. So, and there's also someone down the road too. So, but the one across the street is in like a sunnier spot, so it's bigger and it's starting to bloom up. So, some people are like, "What do you do in my yard?" Be very careful, If dry plant is used, care should be taken that it retains its scent and vibrant color. The dried yarrow of commerce often resembles nothing so much as straw with dingy flowers. It rarely has any scent or taste beyond a slight bitterness. This stuff is essentially useless, avoided at all costs. The tincture seems very stable and lasts for at least several years. That's right. I ain't up your neighbor's weeds. I totally am. Although they're all by the road, so Oh, and I have like a big project outside on my little deck. I've got a bunch of old pots with a bunch of old soil and like one tiny comfrey plant. So I'm much better at wildcrafting than I am at growing. And I had like an aphid issue, so I have to take all that soil out of the pots, downstairs, out the back, dump it out, kind of try to wash out the pots, and then put new soil in so maybe I can plant something so that I don't have that issue. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I've tried transplanting things. There's an herb fair here the first weekend of May, but it's probably going to be canceled, which is really awesome. Maybe next year, Heather will come down. You get a chance. It's amazing. Come down and see it. Gardening is hard work. Yeah, it is. And did you get your cleaver seeds? Oh, I did. I envision you planting some in one of your clean pots. Oh, thank you. Yes, I'd like to. I did. I thought I sent you a picture, but thank you so much. They're right here. Yes. So from strictly medicinal, annual. That would be great. See you both buying herbs. Yeah, that would be really cool. But something to keep in mind for, I think, next year. You're up for a mini journey. We're like one state apart, so it's not too far. So this is an annual, 90 days to maturity, vining and creeping ground cover that thrives in moist soil in sun or shade. In the early spring, prepare a fine seed bed or plant in pots. Barely cover seed, tamp securely, and keep evenly moist and in the light until germ. Sow in cold soil to germ as soil warms up, or give 30 days moist refrigeration, then sow in warm soil. Thin to 6 inches apart. So, yeah. 30 seeds. Strictly medicinal is really cool. Mine is growing under trees. Nice, yeah. Yeah. The ones around my neighborhood, they're growing under bushes. A bunch are growing under bushes, and then there's some growing by the side of the road. There's some bamboo, and then there's like this open area by like a stream. And some people own like a lot of land in the city, which is really cool. So let me put up there. And so it seems like it does like some shade. This is strictly medicinals. See, maybe. Strictlymedicinalseeds.com. That's not a link. But oops. What? Oh man, hold on. Let me put this in. Copy. That's the link. Yeah, we'll take that one out. Okay. So, I think that sounds like a wonderful idea. It's maybe 5 hours, not sure, but yeah. So it's a little bit of a journey, and we'd have to work it out. And also, like, you won't be able to stay with me in my little apartment. So, hope it's less than 5 hours, but anyway. Maybe we can, we'll work something out. But it's really amazing. It's the, you can sleep in your car. No. No. Maybe we'll I don't know. We can always maybe invite other people and who live around the area and do some sort of Airbnb and have a little get together so y'all can split it and everything. I don't know. Do some herbal. Is that against the law? No, it just sucks. Just sleep in your car. But yeah, I was thinking about that because there's some people in the, tarot community that live in the South, and you know, it'd be cool to get together and went in on like an Airbnb or something, and maybe did the herb show, maybe went to all the, we got some crystal shops and some other things here, and lots of good food. Anyway, just something I was thinking about like a couple months ago. So yeah, and if you went in with other people, you know, it would be really cheap. So or if you couldn't do that, I would split it with you, help you, you know, come down and hang out with me. So come over. So, you know, anyway, I've got a video on my YouTube channel about the herb fair. So I'll link it. I'll find it and give y'all a link, because it's pretty awesome. Yeah, Asheville Herb Fest. That's it. This one was in 2016. Yeah. So there's also the Organic Brewer School Conference, which is really cool. That's in that same playlist. So there's a lot of, I'll just share the playlist, because it's got all that stuff in it. Yeah, so that's the playlist. Conferences, fairs, all kinds of stuff. Tangent. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's one of my plans to try. I'm probably not gonna plant all 30, because, you know, I just wanna mess up, but we'll give it a whirl. So oh yeah, so we're talking about what the tincture. So the tincture should taste very like the fresh plant, bitter tasting, hitting the tongue first, and then the aromatic properties slowly beginning to predominate. This is one of those herbs that you need to taste in most cases for it to work most effectively. The infused oil is less stable in my experience, and I try to use it up within a year. So basically, that's a good rule of thumb when you are using herbs that you have bought, to make sure that if it's a dried plant, it looks really close, smells, even tastes really close to what the plant was like fresh. I mean, nowadays, you know, we've got some really good sources like Mountain Rose Herbs, and other of the like, that you don't really have to worry about, you know, your dry plants being bad quality. So dosage, a broad range from a few drops of tincture to a dropper full. Same applies to the tea infusion. Yarrow baths or sitz baths are a great way to literally soak up the medicine and energy of the plant. And then harvesting, I use young leaves and flowers for the most part, and the young leaves can be gathered year-round from first-year basil rosettes. And then when harvesting the flowers, I clip the top half of the flower stem and use the leaves and flower heads. Roots can be gathered from second-year or older plants. I think all the ones growing by me are older plants, because that basil rosette stage is when they're very low to the ground. And then these are taller. But I guess you don't really know unless you've planted them yourself. But a lot of people use them as ornamentals, so I think that's why they're all around where I live. Let's see. Roots can be gathered from second-year or older plants. Medicinal strength will vary a great deal from plant to plant, habitat to habitat. Seaside, northwest varieties seem especially strong, and waterlogged plants growing in rich soil seem less so. In the southwest, look for plants growing in rocky soil in a partial shade. They often seem to be stronger. I don't know what it is here by us in the southeast. So, okay, and this is cautions and contraindications. Caution that would be moderate dosage and common sense should be used during the early stages of pregnancy. Northwest herbalist Ryan Drum says that care should be taken with long-term chronic, multiple cups of strong tea per day for more than a month at a time, use of yarrow, because of possible negative effects on the liver. So that's why Elena was talking about your friend, just, you know, it would be something she would use sort of like acutely when she's felt something coming on and not just all the time. I have not personally seen this, but nor have I ever managed to ingest this much yarrow in such a short period of time. So I guess you have to drink a lot of it to become a problem. Particularly safe herb for nearly everyone in moderation. Additionally, there is the possibility of reaction in those sensitive or allergic to the aster family. Cool. So that is, we're done with yarrow. Woo-ha! Yay! That was pretty fast. It took us forever to get through. I think the violet one was longer, but also we may cover more, you know, when it's earlier and I haven't worked. I have a little more energy. I don't know. So now we're going to go on and talk about apothecaries. This is something I really like about the book because it sort of touches on some of these other subjects besides just the herbs, which is fun. So I know Elaine answered our question. Elaine, can I read your Facebook answer? About the apothecary, and that was in starting on page 3. Yeah, okay, cool. So Elaine answered on our Facebook group, and she says, mine is the typical witch's cottage on the edge of the woods, herbs and veggie gardens, cauldron bubbling over fire, herbs drying everywhere, and bottles of all shapes and sizes lined up neatly on shelves. Most importantly, in my dream apothecary, I would know how to use all the plants and make whatever was needed. So one day, LOL. And that sounds pretty cool. So, I mean, I would also definitely like that. Something with like a lot of nice wooden cabinets, and isn't that everyone's dream apothecary? Yeah, that's pretty much. Well, maybe not. You know, she does talk about different ones in the section. So, you know, I mean, right now I would just love like a room where I can have a bunch of shelves and cabinets and stuff like that. Nice, I think a nice wooden cabinets, and everything kind of really neat. But yeah, it would be nice to have like a little cabin with a kitchen and a nice space where you can dry herbs and all that stuff. Yeah. I'll have to put a picture up of my herb closet right now on the Facebook group. So, but all right. And I know if I have conversations, Heather would. You got the garden part sorted, yeah. Heather definitely does. So her garden is like pretty humongous. Yeah, you seem to pack a lot into it. So, and I like how everything is sort of like just everywhere. With all the kitties. So, no rules, right? Yeah, exactly. So Heather just needs her little cabin. But all right, in the Weedwife's kitchen, stocking the cottage apothecary. My childhood aspirations to be an herbalist were encapsulated not in the archetypes of a doctor or even a clinician, but rather in the mythical, otherworldly figure of the Samodiva. My pointy roof cottage. Yes, your pointy roof cottage, right? This is it. Samodiva. And this is from Slavic folklore. These women lived intertwined with their forests and are well known to have the most intimate knowledge of healing and poisonous plants. They are often found in the liminal spaces between land and water and might even heal or harm a person who happened upon them. These early fantasies, dreamed up from the embrace of a favorite apple tree, were no doubt romantic and in some ways impractical, but also held a seed of long-lasting truth that contributes to inform how I shape my path as a healer and a lifelong lover of the plants. Oh, that's me. I can see that, Heather. I mean, they sound pretty cool, so who wouldn't want to be one of those ladies? I agree. I've always wanted a tumble-down cottage at the edge of the woods with a weedy path of garden interwoven in the surrounding forest. Since earliest memories, the inside of the cottage has been strung with bundles of drying plants and shelves packed with jars of medicines, mushrooms, and peculiar flowers. There's a bit of Baba Yaga's chicken-footed house in my vision. The roots of the southern folk traditions I grew up with, as well as a sizable pinch of inspiration from Northern European fairy tales and Slavic myth. I was raised on old tales, and even now it's unclear to me whether I grew to love these aesthetics and ideas because of the stories, or that I love the tales because they portrayed a world I was already looking for. The truth is probably a blend of both and remains a cornerstone of how I practice and perceive herbalism to this day. I've long loved the herbs of the wayside, those immigrant and nomad plants that often find themselves growing from disturbed ground halfway between the human world and that of the wild. The folks in my village sometimes call me the witch at the edge of the woods for the same reason, as I pass from village back from the forest belonging to both, but always caught at their edges. Well over a decade ago, I began using the term Weedwife to describe my orientation as a folk herbalist, a woman of the weeds, and bound tightly to the plants in all ways. So, strangely enough, I somehow managed to manifest my dream apothecary here in the wild mountains of New Mexico. She has the same dream of she does. She does. Yes. So I think it's true that we all very much have a similar idea and dream of what we want. But yeah. Although, like, she lives in New Mexico, which, you know, it's very desert-like, so I don't, but I haven't spent a lot of time in New Mexico, so, apparently there is some forest there as well. So she manifests her dream apothecary in the wild mountains of New Mexico. I imagine this has something to do with the clarity of my childhood dream, as well as my mule-headed determination to find my way from the streets to the wild wood. I've always longed for, and is certainly a testament to continued adornment of the plants. Okay, there's a word I don't know. I need moss around my cottage. Oh, dude. I was thinking maybe like a nice mossed roof. You definitely need some moss. You know, like just not in danger of like totally, you know, where somehow you can have a mossed roof where like it wasn't. Oh, have you seen those living roofs? Like you can build a house, an eco house with a living roof where they like lay, I don't know how it works, but they literally like lay, you know, soil up on your roof and you can grow up there and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that would be cool. Adoration. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Adoration of the plants. Yes, I saw a museum in Ireland with a living roof with goats. Oh, nice. Grazing on it? That's awesome. I totally want that. I had two goats growing up, and they were great. So, that would be so cool. Yes, I've dreamed of those roofs since I was a kid and saw them in Mother Earth magazine. Yeah. Yeah. Goats, yes. You should, yes. You think the cats will like the goats? Dwarf goats. I think I love goats. Oh, yeah. We had normal goats. Well, I don't know what they were called, but they were what you think about as goats. But we had a mother and a baby, her baby. And so my most farmiest of farm stories, and I probably told this before, but she was pregnant and something was wrong, and we had to literally like call the vet out to our barn. We had like 3.5 acres, so it was really small, just a barn and, you know, and everything else. And so one of the babies was backwards. It's coming up backwards, and unfortunately, like 2 of them died. And then the very last baby was alive, and the vet, like, literally, like, I remember this, like, really hung the little goat from the rafters because the goat was been inside too long, so it had all this gunk and stuff in its like lungs and stuff. So all that stuff was coming out of the little baby goat. And then I stayed up with it in my room because it had like a little bit of brain damage, so it wasn't like, you know, getting that the first really thick good milk. the colostrum. I think that's what it is. It's really important. So I stayed up with it and fed it that, like a little bottle, like all night in my room. And it was really good. Like colostrum, yeah. Yeah. This little goat didn't poo, didn't do anything. It was just like, it was holding it. It was like this big, We got both of us covered in cloth. But, and then at some point we like slept a little bit. Little goats, they sleep with their heads back. It's really funny. They like literally sleep with I can't do it because I'm not a goat, but yeah. And then I was on the bed and the little goat was on the floor, and then we got up and we fed him again. And but yeah, he got real big, and then we had to fix him to keep him. But I thought I was a goat. He used to try to butt me with his head, But yeah, and then we had to sell them at some point. But that's my goat story. So it was a really sweet moment. I don't know why I got picked to take care of the baby goat through the night, but that's what I did. So I don't know how old I was. I was, in high school, I think. So, but other than that is weathering when baby boys are neutered. Oh, okay. Is that the term? Yeah, the boy goats. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to do it, but poor little guy. Anyway, and it was really funny because like she got pregnant from the boy goat who lived down the road, who always got out of his pen, and you always knew when he came over because it smelled really strong. So yeah, he was a naughty boy. But too bad we could have had 3 little goats. It was real sad, but I'm really glad we got saved one at least. So yeah. Room in my dream apothecary for goats. Yeah. And lots of cats for me too. Well, yeah. Watch YouTube channel with goats. They take a good bit of care. Yeah. They do. And we just did my brother and I just did the feeding for most part. My mom did the milking and all that stuff, and and she used to make cheese from the milk and everything, and I think that's why we just had one because that was enough. And then at some point we had some chickens and everything else, so we had to go with some chickens. My mom did like a big garden for a while, and unfortunately I was too young and wasn't interested and stuff like that. So have you seen the movie Cold Mountain? Yes, I have. There's a goat lady in the woods in that movie, yes. And I like her little cabin. I think it's so awesome. That one's really cool too. I read the book as well. Yeah, it was great. That, of course I was like too much of a grumpy teenager to realize it, but now of course I do. Oh, I don't remember her. I need to rewatch. Yes. Yeah, Elaine. She's pretty good. I know they did a good job with the movie. And then also He's got another book, the same author, called 13 Moons. And I read it too, and I can't remember what that one's about, but yeah. So, I mean, of course, Cold Mountain is about this area. So, and then the guy from the White Stripes is in it too. The music band, the White Stripes. So, I forget his name, but he's in it as well in Cold Mountain. So, it's sad. It's so sad. But it's also really good. Where were they? Oh, yeah. Okay. My apothecary is clear evidence of my favorite aspect of herbalism, the herbs themselves, from growing or foraging to processing and preserving to measuring out the resulting remedy. I'm always most focused on the magic of the plants and how they can blend and change during the act of formulating and medicine crafting. My tiny cottage pantry and cabinets are packed tight with all manner of wonder, paper bags of carefully dried herbs, antique jars of oil infusing with aromatic plants, blue-tinted bottles of bio-regional bitters, stoppered decanters of herbed wines, glass vials of powdered, I don't know this word. What's the word? It's TYP. Or did I misspell that? Oh, wait, hold on.
Styptic.
Styptic. A substance capable of, stopping bleeding when applied to a wound. Okay. It's a plural noun. It's a noun, guys. I know what a styptic is. Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, powdered yarrow, yes. Powdered styptics and sealed canisters of weedy tea blends. There's a spice chest in the closet, sealed buckets of red root, and resheet in the pantry by a bag of Carolina rice. Decoction pots stacked by the Dutch oven and every size of funnel hanging next to the spatulas. The liquor shelf is populated not only by my favorite, I hate when I get a bleeding wound. Oh, you just stick some yarrow on it now, Heather. So it should help it. My favorite peaty libations of bourbon and scotch, but also by local spirits and southern specialties. I prefer to make my medicines from smoky Mazuko. Never heard of this before. Mazuko. Probably pronouncing that wrong too. Easy. Mezcal. Distilled alcoholic beverage made from any type of agave. Oh. This is Wikipedia. tequila. Oh. Yep. It does also say something about tequila. The word mezcal comes from another word meaning overcooked agave. And this is warm tequila. Is it tequila? Food and wine. Oh my god. Hold on. Okay, so they're made with different kinds of agave. And they're distilled differently. And they're labeled differently. Okay, got it. So that's the short answer. So made right here in New Mexico in the apple scented moonshine of my youth. My kitchen and my apothecary are one and the same, blending food and medicine in the same way my practice does, and clearly reflecting the earthly common sense approach to herbalism I most enjoy. I love Bombay Sapphire Gin. Ooh. You know, I don't think I've ever had gin. I should try it. Get a chance. I'm not a huge drinker. I mean, I have Everclear in my cabinet, and I have 100% organic alcohol made from sugarcane. So I've got the good stuff and then the bottom of the barrel cheap stuff. So I have had tequila, and I like it. Probably not going to finish the apothecary bit today. It's a style, specifically a dry style of gin that doesn't use any artificial ingredients. Instead, distillers balance piney juniper notes and a dealer's choice of botanicals and spirits. Oh, cool. Well, I would definitely like that because I don't want artificial ingredients. So I bet that's good. I've got some juniper berries in my cabinet. I don't drink either, but if I could afford, I would sip it a bit more. Not everyone's vision of the ideal apothecary will be the same. There's a vast variety of aesthetics, contents, and structure available. Mine is clearly marked by my southern upbringing, my love of the mountains I call home, and my practice's particular blend of the weedy and the otherworldly. But there are as many ways to envision and create an apothecary as there are herbalists. What tends to remain constant is a high quality of medicinal plants and their clearly prized status. Organization is also likely to be a priority, for every herbalist is likely to know the frustration of searching for that one perfect formula that happens to be in an unmarked mason jar shoved into some dusty corner for safekeeping that we are sure we'd remember the exact location of. Some events are likely to teach us the value of storage by alphabetical order of botanical names and other such common sense practices that seem tedious in the beginning but soon become all too obvious necessities. Label. Yes. Label. I don't have a lot of room for such awesome organization. So But yes, you gotta label. That's important. I had like too many like random salves with no labels on them. So just sort of end up throwing them out at some point. That happens a lot. Whether home, clinical, or retail in nature, our herbal apothecaries exist for storage, preservation, and distribution of botanical medicines. After all, the very word apothecary refers to a storehouse, and most any herbalist who has been about this business for a length of time will know just how important and how challenging it can be to store their ever-expanding herbal abundance. I'm fairly sure I can personally fill a good-sized pantry with just my favorite oils and fats for medicine making, much less the plants themselves. The real question here is exactly how to structure and organize one's apothecary. I've seen shiny, perfectly hygienic clinic pharmacies that bore a great resemblance to a mainstream medicinal factory, with every ingredient sealed and recorded. I've witnessed mobile storehouses with all sorts of special accommodations made for traveling with temperature-sensitive plant matter. And I've many times over spent time in local trailers with small abodes where the elderly inhabitants keep their myriad remedicios wrapped in brown paper and stored in drawers, dresser drawers, bedside tables, or occasionally a roomy TV cabinet. In practical terms, it only matters that it serves to protect the plant and pleases the owner, not that it fits some standardized mode. So yeah, mold. So your apothecary can really be anything you want. You know, based on like what are you using it for, you know, and the space you have access to. Yeah. All right. It's 4:04. Let's see. All right. Just thinking of maybe stopping there. But we'll be talking more. So that's page 37. And next week we can jump into the preservation of magic, a brief rambling on procuring herbs and herbal preparations. So she's going to talk a little bit about, how to source your herbs and all that stuff, which is important. So, yeah. I mean, she's really fortunate where she can source a lot of her herbs for herself. Be there or be squared. That's right. Be there or be squared. Woohoo! But some of us can't do that. Especially if we're in a city. But I don't live in a humongous city, so I can get out to my friends. It's not a problem, but we'll see. So, do you guys get an email from her today with this month's herbarium. Who? I have masses of nettles to pick and dry. Awesome, Heather. Awesome. You should make yourself a vinegar hair tonic. Elaine, are you talking about I did, but I think I might. Oh, no. I don't think I signed up for a newsletter. Okay. I'm going to have to do that. Or it went to spam and I. Okay. No, did not do that. Okay, cool. Yes, I should. You're right. I should, definitely. I'll have to go check that out. So she's a quarterly you can buy and a few monthly. Oh yeah, the magazine. Yeah, I would love to do that. Oh, it's free monthly. Okay, cool. I wish the magazine was offline. But oh yeah, yes. If you, that would be awesome. Because I hate reading on the computer. But yeah, I thought I had signed up, but I don't know. It got lost in the shuffle. So thank you so much for reminding us. Yes. Yeah, my friend Ellen's nettles are they're just starting. She didn't have any, so she started a patch. So they're not crazy and big and nice yet. So sometimes I mindlessly delete. Yeah, I try not to be doing that myself, but I've got so many emails on my email. I thought it was timing came today and we had our live. Yeah, it was. It was very timely. So that'll be cool. All right. So yeah, we can add that into like our discussion. She's talking about something relevant. So that would be really, really great. Of course, she probably is. So mine's crazy. I'll look up her. Yes. Yeah. Susan Weed's book has it in there. I believe Heather and, also really good for allergies. But yeah, and you should make some nettle soup and some, a nice, you can do a vinegar that you could drink, as well, I think, to use in your hair. So there's a lot of things you can do with nettles, which so if I get a chance, I'll post some nettle pictures from this like huge nettle patch that I went while crafting with some friends of mine, and I wish I remembered where it was. I wasn't driving. It was some farm, and they were just like, yeah, you're gonna have all the nettles you want. Put nettles in my yellow splippy soup. Ooh, nice. I had nettle soup a really long time ago, and I remember it was good. So it does sound really nice. So, all right. So I guess we'll wrap it up. So thanks for joining me. We'll be back on part 9. We'll be talking more about apothecaries and all that stuff. So figured I can add dry crumbled nettle into many soups. I believe you can. Oh my gosh, my sushi pea book is back here. My sushi book. I think. I've got books everywhere. I've got books everywhere. I think it's up on the Facebook group. I think I put all of that in there. You can also use it as a plant food or a insecticide too. Nettles, you can make a nettle seasoned nettle sesame salt with dried nettles. Let's see, nettle tops. I think a lot of this stuff is fresh though, but yeah, looks like it's mostly fresh, but I'm sure you could do dried stuff with it. There's also an herbal compost activator. Oh, sesame salt. Did I not post that one? Nettle sesame salt. If I haven't, I will. Well, I can't scan anything. I can take a picture of it. And let's see. Hold on. I'm just searching the nettle. Yep, it's up there. August. If you look under pictures, August 30th. Yeah. If you look in the pictures in the Facebook group, I did post it, which is good because it's on my list to fix my printer so that it'll connect with my computer again. But yeah, that's from the Sesame book, which we did last time. Yeah. So unfortunately, she doesn't have any recipes, but Susan Weed does. So, you know. Oh yeah, it does sound like it would taste good on popcorn. And it would be like super nutritious. You can add that and like, can you do nutritional yeast? People use nutritional yeast for like popcorn to make it taste cheesy. I can't really do nutritional yeast that much because I have some yeast issues, even though it's kind of it's dead yeast, it's inert yeast. But yes, look on her blog for recipes. Yeah, and I'm sure she has recipes in her magazine, just not in the book. So, well, she does, but not like, it's sort of like it's different. It's not like broken out. So, but Brewer's yeast and okay, Harasara. I don't know what that is. You probably also put like kelp, like, so, I don't eat too much popcorn. But hey, Sonia, hello. How are you? We're just wrapping up. So, but we're just sort of just chatting. Green liquid manure. Oh gosh, Heather, I missed that. we were talking about apothecaries today. And what our like dream apothecary would be and everything. And we also finished up the Euro. Yeah, awesome. No. Yeah, thanks for popping in, saying hi. Is a North African hot chili pepper. Woo! So you like a spicy. You can make like a spice blend. You can put that in there. Put some like nettles. Put a little bit of nutritional yeast if you could do that, and like a little bit of like the kelp or whatever. Just sprinkle it on. So there's hot popcorn. Okay, it also has caraway in it. I know what caraway. That's awesome. You're feeling inspired. Yes. Yes. Let us know how it goes. I'm not a big popcorn eater, so I'm not usually eating the popcorn. Oh, and hungry. Yeah, me too. Although I just ate lunch, so. You gonna go eat some popcorn now? Oh. All right. Well, I'm not either, but I'd like Heather's popcorn. Yeah, I think it would be very tasty, although like I don't like things that are too spicy, so might have to leave off the peppers for me. Oh. All right. Well, Heather's gonna go eat popcorn. And I'm gonna go look up Kiva's newsletter and see if I can get on the newsletter. And we'll be, yeah. So Sonia, if you have a dream apothecary, that was our question. Feel free to comment later if you wanted to. We're also going to be talking about it next week. So if you're able to make it and everything. So it's not very hot, just flavorful. Okay, cool. Aw, love being here with you guys. Me too. Thank you. You know, like I said, I couldn't do this without you guys. Make it fun and interesting, and you know, every week. So yeah, I had a great time with you all. Thank you, Elaine. So it'll be 3 p.m. Eastern time next week, even though we are competing with Mr. Simon from the Hermit's Cave live, but that's okay. Yeah, Sonia, thank you for popping in. You'll just have to watch the playback, which should be up a little bit. Yes, Elaine, have a good night. I always forget that it's evening for you. And Heather, have a good afternoon. And yes, bye. We'll see you all next week. Okay, bye.